Now I am going to read some poems from the book Soul Seeking Transcendence. It is a collection of poems written by me and my daughter, Diana Kamyabizadeh, who is a very talented high school student. I hope that you understand about the situation of women and about the sustainable development in the culture of Iran through the language of poetry. Poetry is the heightened form of literature, and it allows us to express our feelings, our beliefs, and our attitudes. The words are coming from the unconscious, and they are linked with the beauty of music, with the rhyme and rhythm, and it also springs and rises from the genuine unconscious. And so poetry is genuine. It cannot be made through words. You should be inspired in order to write. I studied my second master and PhD in general psychology, and in counseling sessions, mostly I'm using poetry therapy, and many thanks to Dr. Mazov and the researchers who developed the idea of poetry therapy, where poetry can be used as a therapeutic approach for the therapy, for the treatment, for the improvement of mental health and well-being. What Seligman said about learned helplessness, that you reach to the stage that you understand the more you try, the less you achieve, and then you stop trying. And when you stop trying, you cease to breathe, you cease to be, and we have to be very careful about that. Today is March 8th, International Women's Day, and I was inspired to write something to prove my solidarity with the women of Iran, with the women of the precious Persian land, that barely you can find any trace of that highly exalted civilization. But definitely there would be some light, definitely there would be some hope, and definitely there would be some changes. No darkness would last for a long time. I wrote it today, so I'm going to read it to you. I hope you like it. A dagger into my feminine soul is the title. You and your guards, souls sold to Satan in varying forms, roles, and retarded made norms, in the name of religion, tradition, culture, or so. A metatext you were so stupid to grasp, so greedy to let light slides on its other lines. You hanged to what fitted you and forgot to read the next pages and the rest. You tapped those 3 lines to abuse, manipulate, and exploit. Women of all walks and roles, mothers, sisters, daughters, and wives, from ages before to years after. You may have the authority, the insanity, to pass rubbish gibberish around, to send the guards souls sold to Satan, to blind us, to dismember, to stab, to slap, to crack us. Ferociously forceful gods, the souls sold to Satan, in boots, muscles, ragged garments, arrested us and our feminine body of soft silk. They saw our hair, our braids, the buns, the bangs, the ponytails. They brought the handcuffs, the chains, the jails in the scary Gasht Ershad van, the one in the nightmares. I had my books with me, my pens and pencils. You saw my hair, my braid, the buns, the bangs, the ponytails. My pretty hair was seen. I had no scarf. Unforgivable crime, enough to be sentenced to death, to be convicted, to be found guilty of a major crime. I had my books with me, my pens, my pencils. I was going to school that day when they detained me. They yelled, she didn't wear a scarf. I was then a criminal, a prisoner, an offender, an outlaw, a dagger into my feminine soul. I couldn't bear it, too heavy for the mind and soul. My breaths stopped. All at once, my existence ceased to be any longer. I died. I died that very day, but many rose. Many girls with pretty braids, buns, bangs, and ponytails. They drew my pretty hair, the ones I used to have on the walls in Tehran, Shiraz, Isfahan, Kurdistan, Lorestan, Sistan. They are calling my name from the north Caspian Sea to the south ever Persian Gulf. From many corners of ancient Persia, land of Cyrus the Great. Safe I am now in the hands of my dearest God. I wear no scarf here. I feel breeze in my hair, and I am watching and waiting from above to see my classmates' pretty hair, the braids, the buns, the bangs, and the ponytails. This is the poem I wrote on March 8th, the International Women's Day. Very genuine, very sincere from within.